Producer Brandon, this is Scott Johnson on behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting here in Shelbyville, Tennessee, Bedford County, about 50 miles south of Nashville, 25 miles south of Murfreesboro, in the lovely and little soaked green hills of southern Middle Tennessee today. It's that time of the month where we have the Celebration CEO, Chief Executive Officer Warren Wells, to come in and talk about what's going on the Celebration grounds here in the city of Shelbyville. Good morning, Warren.
Morning. Thank you. It's always good to be here.
Good to be here. A little shout out to all the Walking Horse Barns listening in today out there. We appreciate them doing that. But what do you want to start with today, Warren? There's so much going on out there in that 104-acre facility.
That's
right. I know you. Have you been bored yet?
No, we're never bored.
That's not an issue, right?
Especially not this time of year.
You're getting into the season, right?
Yeah, and hopefully some of those barns. We've got a lot of walking horse barns around town, but the Racking Horse spring celebration is in town on our grounds, and so
we love having them here.
Yeah, a lot of Racking Horse barns are hopefully listening as well on the grounds. But
yeah,
if you like a horse show, this weekend's the one. We got Racking Horses at our facility, and we've got a walking horse show at the Ag Center also. So if you're driving around town, there's a lot of horse trailers.
That's why we always tune into those radio shows. You hear it straight from the horse's mouth.
That's right.
What's going on? What do you want to? I know one of the things you like to start with, Warren, is all the events that you have going on, kind of current and past, out there on the show grounds. Yeah,
I love talking about what we have coming up and what we currently have going on, and then just what we just got done with. The walking horse kind of season has started. We had, the trainers have had a show recently. Fast has had one. Both were up over last year, and so that's super.
Going in the right direction.
Yes. I always tell people
it is an exciting time, isn't it? I mean, it really is.
Yeah. I always tell people if we have one more horse entered in the show and one more dollar made, then that's better than last year.
It's going in the right direction.
That's right. And so both of those shows were great. It looks like we're going to have a great summer, great year for the walking horse industry. But like I said, the Racking Horse Spring Celebration is here on our grounds. I was there last night. Had a lot of great horses. It was really, really, really fun. Weekend for that, and then I'll give a shout out for an event that's not one of mine or on our property, but the Spring Extravaganza starts tonight and it's tomorrow night at the Ag Center.
Okay, and so Bedford County Ag Center. All right.
Yep. I think our facility is the best place to have a horse show, but I do love the atmosphere of the Ag Center. Everybody, you pull your trucks up back your trucks.
Kind of old school out there, aren't they? Which is kind of neat, right?
Yeah. Have like a tailgating experience. I love football and tailgating, and so that's like the closest thing when it comes to walking horse events. So if you want to see a horse show, you got two options this weekend.
If you're a horse person, you're in the right place.
That's right. And then so the next show that we have on our property will be like May 9th, and so this is a new show, Gypsy Vanners. It may be the first time we've ever had a Gypsy.
You're going to have to explain what that's all about, Warren.
Yeah, I know. And so I always describe them, when you see the little girls playing with ponies with all this pretty hair all over the horse and this really little stocky pony, that's a Gypsy.
Oh, like the My Pony stuff.
That's it.
Oh, okay. That's what they, okay.
Yeah.
Are they large? I mean.
No, they're kind of shorter and stuff.
Okay. 14 hands or something?
Yeah. It's a really cool breed, and I'm just, Scott, we're trying to diversify as much as we can out there, and so it's cool to have a breed that we haven't had. So that's really exciting for them, and so far their entries have been so high that they're going to add a day, so one more day than they were even planning on doing originally. So that's really exciting.
So they're not even started and they're added a day already.
Yes,
that's great. That's great news.
Yeah, that's what
for them and for us.
Yeah. And especially for them, they never know, when they move a show from one place to the other, how it's going to do. And so people get a little nervous. That's why it's so hard to recruit a new event to your facility, because you're comfortable with the devil, right? And so they know where the hotels are, they know where the restaurants are, and so they're trying to make money too. So their people are comfortable,
right,
with the place they know. So they took a risk to move to us, but it looks like it's paying off really well. And that's going to be a real exciting weekend, because not only do we have Gypsy Vanners, but the Community 5K is also that weekend.
And that comes to the horse show grounds.
It does. It's going to not only come on the horse show grounds, but it's going to go into the big oval and make a turn around the big oval. I think we're going to have music playing out there in the center ring. That's going to be super exciting.
What a great way to expose local folks to the celebration grounds if they haven't been out there a while.
Yep.
I understand they're up over 500 entries now.
Really? Okay, great.
I don't know that we've ever had a race in Bedford County more than 150 people. So that's great news. So what are you planning on running that thing in, Warren?
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that because I was just thinking. I promised the people that I would probably enter, and I haven't done that yet. So I'm hoping they sell out before.
Warren, I'm going to shame you right now because you know what that 5K supports? Education.
That's it.
Goes to the foundation there, the Bedford Partnership Foundation. So get entered, and I don't know. I'd say a goal for you. What are you running? 8-minute miles? You were in the Army.
Yeah. I wasn't a very good runner then. I definitely not now.
Anyway, that's great news. I'm glad the 5K is going out to the show grounds.
Yeah, it's exciting, and we talked to them. They asked if we would participate or how could we participate, and I just thought if it's something that big in our community, we really wanted to kind of be the center of it. And so they're starting downtown, which our square is so beautiful now.
It is.
Has had so many improvements and new businesses and things. Start there.
It's getting to a point where it's almost hard to get a parking spot.
Yeah,
and that's actually good news, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's times of the day it's tough, and we like that.
I went to dinner there the other night, and I can't remember the last time I went to dinner on the square at night and did other things besides just eat and leave.
Right.
We walked around and there's people everywhere. The movie theater was packed, and the candy store, and then obviously different restaurants. It was a really cool experience. I think it really shows where Shelbyville's going.
It is, and a lot of good people invest a lot of money up there in the square, and we appreciate them.
Yep. Well, then 2 weeks after the Gypsy Vanners, we will have the Spring Fun Show. So this is the celebration, as many people know, on three shows. It's the Spring Fun Show. This will be the 55th consecutive year that show's ran. Which is
kind of the lead up to the Super Bowl, as we call
it. That's it. Yep. And
the celebration.
That's right. And then we own the celebration. Then we also own the Fall Classic celebration. This will be the 86th consecutive year for it. But so the Spring Fun Show is May 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. We're real excited about it. I know there's a lot. We always say this in a lot of ways. This is the kickoff to the season, but for the celebration, it's the kickoff for our season.
Right.
And we're excited. One thing that we started last year, was we've always had a sponsors party. We cannot put these shows on without a heavy amount of corporate sponsors.
Certainly.
The celebration is a little different than most shows. Most shows do it for charity, have a lot of volunteers and things like that. But we pay all of our staff and things a little bit more. Our show's just a little bit more. A little bit higher up than others, and so it takes a lot of sponsorships. So we try to reward those sponsors, and we planned on throwing a party the night before in the Big Oval. That was always something I've wanted to do since I got here.
Center ring, so to speak.
Put a band in center ring.
30,000 seat stadium.
Yep. Let everybody. We're going to have tables on the track, and everybody sit out there and just enjoy the weather. Unfortunately, it had a monsoon the day of that, last year, so we moved it inside. So this year we're going to try it again.
At least we have an option on where to put it.
That's right.
In case we had to move for rain.
That's right.
Going to be outside this year.
It's going to be outside, and we're going to have all these different tents with different types of food around. So a lot of tables. We're going to have a dance floor out there. We haven't announced it yet, but we just booked a great performer. She's been on The Voice. I think it's going to be really, really exciting. And so come out as the sun goes down. We're going to have stream lights between center ring and some poles around the grass, and I think it's going to be absolutely beautiful. So if anybody's interested in being a sponsor and come to that party,
contact Warren Wells.
That's it. Yep. Call the celebration office.
It's in the phone book.
So yeah. So I really think the fun show is going to be great this year.
Well, I mean, everything's going well so far this season, I know, and we appreciate that, and we're actually really looking forward to that fun show. Folks, if you hadn't been out to the celebration grounds in a while here in our local listening audience, you need to come on out because these horse shows are family affairs.
Yes.
They're family events. The celebration's actually a nonprofit, it's a large one, but it's a nonprofit.
Right.
And come on out and have a good time. Folks, we're talking to Warren Wells, the Chief Executive Officer for the celebration here in Shelbyville. We're going to take a 60-second break and be right back.
When's the last time you've seen the eye doctor? Don't wait. Whether it's little Carter's first pair of glasses or keeping a good eye on your vision health as you age, your eyes are a precious thing. See personalized care for the whole family and friendly faces at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care on 605 North Main in Shelbyville, across from the U.S. Post Office. Striving to bring you excellence in optometry every single day. Don't put your family's vision off. Make an appointment today at 931-684-2020. Personalized eye care for the whole family at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care.
At United Communications, we're more than just fast internet. We're your local connection to reliability and service that you can count on. Right here in Bedford County. With fiber fast speeds and a team in your community, we keep you connected when it matters most. No long hold times, no out-of-town providers, just real service from people who care. Call 931-740-1800 or visit united.net. Thousands of Tennesseans already trust United. United Communications. Fast, local internet.
Folks, this is Scott Johnson on behalf of Hopkins Farm, broadcasting here in Shelbyville, Tennessee, Bedford County, the only local radio station in Bedford County. It's that time of the month where we have the celebration. CEO Warren Wells in to talk about the happenings on the showgrounds out there. And Warren, when we went to the commercial break, we were talking about the various events you got coming up. And it sounds like you got a full slate. I think you're up to how many events now a year?
We have 43 on the books this year.
You know, every time I hear you say those numbers, because I think last time you were here, you had like 40 or 41 books. So you've obviously picked up more events since you were here last time.
Yep.
And I know that in discussions, a lot more people are hearing about it. Of course, they're hearing about all the improvements that are going on out there. And I just want to remind our listening audience out there that these are multi-night events normally, right? So people are coming to town, they're eating in our restaurants, staying in the hotels, spending money here, buying feed, whatever they're doing. And that really helps the local economy here, the more you guys do out there at Celebration Grounds.
Yeah.
Significant economic impact.
That's right. Yeah, we just got through the Cowboy Mounted Shooter event. We talk about it a lot, but it's one of those that we have people on our grounds for 10 or 11 days, almost as long as the celebration for that event. We've done the calculations a couple of times. The money that it brings in tax revenue is about $1.1 million to the local economy for a show like that.
Say that number again.
A little over $1 million, 1.1 or 1.2 or so.
That's for one event.
Yeah. And it's because it's amazing how much money is spent when people come and stay in your community. And
it's a multiplier, right?
Yep.
When it goes out there. So.
That's right.
All right. I know folks appreciate that, appreciate what you and your staff are doing to make that happen out there.
Yeah. But, Scott, we talked about the fun show, and one thing I did want to clarify.
Okay.
The fun show will be in the Cooper Steel Arena this year. That we're going to have that sponsorship party out in the big oval, but the fun show will be indoors this year.
Roger that.
It's just spring is so hard to
weather-wise. Not only that, but with all the improvements in Cooper Steel Arena. I mean, I walked through there yesterday. I said, I stop and just take it all in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a great, folks. If you haven't been out to Cooper Steel Arena in a while, Celebration's always welcoming guests. Just drive out there and walk through it. It's open during the day.
That's right.
And just see what's going on out there, right, Warren?
Yeah, you can walk in Cooper Steel Arena.
There are people that use that upper track, upper tier for mezzanine for a walking track, right?
That's right. Everybody's got watches and phones that'll track how many miles they get and steps they get in. But
that's a long ways around that circle too.
It is.
I think 5 times is like a mile.
I keep hearing different ones, but I think it's right around there. So yeah, we're super excited, and then 2 more events that are coming up before the next time I'm on the show here. We have Extreme Cowboy. This is a really cool event where they come in, and this one's always held in Champions Arena. This is the outdoor covered arena that's attached to Cooper Steel Arena, and this is neat. I mean, they do like obstacle courses and things. It's timed. They run through water and jump over stuff. They open mailboxes, close gates, all this really cool stuff. That show has grown every year that they've been here. This is either their 3rd or 4th year, and they're going to add a day as well to the mix. So that's another multiplier there.
It is both for the celebration and for the local community, businesses and government.
Yep, that's right. And a lot of people may remember 2 years ago, this will be the third year, we got an event called the Black Rodeo USA, and it's an event that is not, the participants are not all African Americans, but the event is honoring the heritage of African Americans and cowboys and out west and everything like that. And so 3 years ago, they came here for the first time. We had a pretty decent event. Last year, everybody knew about them because they shut down traffic. There were so many people that came to Shelbyville for that event that we couldn't park the cars fast enough. We were surprised at how many people
That's a good problem to have.
That is.
No, that's a good problem to have.
It was absolutely an awesome event. So this year we tried to prepare, and what they did was they've added a new show. So they're going to have two shows in one day rather than just one. And so when they put that on the website, both shows sold out in 48 hours. And so we're going to have another huge Black Rodeo USA event coming up at the end of May. And it's the same time as the Extreme Cowboy. So we have Extreme Cowboy going on in the outdoor covered arena, and then we have Black Rodeo USA going on inside. So there'll be cars everywhere, but it's going to be great for local economy for sure.
Absolutely. I know their shows keep growing every year, and what a great organization to be able to do that. What about some of the is there any events you want to talk about?
Nope, that's it. That's everything's going to happen between now and next time I get here. We are negotiating with a very large show, a national level show, that I hope by this time next month I can announce that they'll be coming in 2026.
Fingers crossed,
yes,
man.
Yes.
Y'all do your thing out there. So, what about some of the improvements you got going on in the showgrounds?
Yeah, we're
that's
still
a constant thing, right?
Yes, it has been. It's definitely slowed down a lot. We've pretty much finished all of the Cooper Steel. We have that naming rights deal with Cooper Steel Arena, with Cooper Steel for the arena naming rights, and so everything that we planned on to do to the arena through that agreement has happened. We did build a ADA parking lot. And the only thing we're waiting on there is just for our lights to get manufactured, and then we can kind of close the deal and on that one. But we're still focused on other stuff. We're doing a lot of barn improvements. We have a barrel race that's coming this summer in June, and it is so large that it's going to take barns that we haven't used since many celebrations ago. So when you drive by our grounds, you'll see, there's some newer looking barns, and then there's some old white ones.
The antique barns.
Yes.
Let's call them the antique barns.
That's right.
Part of our heritage.
Yep. And, since, the last few years, we've been tearing some down and replacing them. But during the celebration, we use a few of those white barns, but not many of them. For this barrel race that's coming up, as of right now, they have already sold 700 and something stalls, and it keeps growing. And so we're renovating some of those.
Fantastic.
Some of those white barns out back, and they're going to be full of horses in June, and that is extremely exciting.
I wonder when those things were built. Some of them in the 40s or 50s, maybe.
I think you're right. Yeah. And so the hope is that they have a really great show.
But that's a good problem to have too.
Yes. So we hope they have a great show, and they want to come back for the next sign a 5-year or 3-year contract, and then what we'll do there is we'll start replacing those barns if we can have events that big.
That's true. I think the more events you have, the more improvements you can make. Right.
That's right. And the Sky, as our RV park, as you always say, one of the biggest ones in Tennessee.
Absolutely, it is actually. Yeah.
Yep. Just under 300 RV spots there, and which is great. Celebration, it maxes out. The mounted shooters gets close. This barrel race will get close to that, but we really. My board and I, we don't like the property to sit empty, and that's been a focus of ours. We've got 43 weeks worth of events out of 52, and but there are a lot of times that RV park sits empty. So we're really trying to focus on how to make that a revenue producer, as well as bringing visitors to the local, to Bedford County. And so we've hired a RV consultant group to kind of help us walk through that, and I'm hoping maybe as early as today I'll get that report back, and maybe we can try to focus on what we want to do to increase the usership of those parks.
For a lot of our listening audience that may not be necessarily in tune to what's going on around here in a tourism perspective, I mean, we're becoming a tourism destination. And, one of the things I think that you all hope you can do out there is even if you improve just some of your RV sites where people will come, they're not even necessarily attending event at Celebration Grounds, but they'll stay, they'll pay their fees, they'll spend money in the local economy, and then get on. So I look forward to that because I think that, we generate hotel motel tax.
Yeah, that's right.
For the city.
That's right.
Out of those RV parks out there. So not only that, it's just the folks staying here, eating in the restaurants and that sort of thing. I think that's a great initiative.
Yeah, I think there's a great way to market a
piece that's not being fully utilized.
Right. You come and you stay with us, and you go have dinner at the Humble Baron. Do a distillery tour of Nearest Green Distillery, and then go see George Dickel and go see Jack Daniels, and you hit that little trinity.
Spend one night up on the square with the different venues up there.
Yeah, that's right.
And there's a lot going on. We get the go-kartplex. Yes. Spend a day out taking care of that. There's just so much going on right now that I can see people in that RV community wanting to come and stay for 3 or 4 days and do things.
Yeah, I actually just booked my son's birthday party at the Music City Kartplex.
Did you really?
If people haven't been out there,
they really need to go.
It's awesome. I mean, this is not like the go-karts you see at tourist places. This is the real deal. They're all shipped in from Italy, and they're doing like 50 miles an hour. It's the real deal. I always tell people when you go to like those tourist places, I never let off the gas. If you don't let off the gas here, you're going to be in the grass. I mean, it's awesome.
Don't let off on the gas, you're in the grass. All right.
I was going to rhyme that.
Yeah, I like that. They got a saying out there now.
Yeah, but I've talked to Jeffrey, the owner, out there several times, and he's a great guy, and he's real excited about it. I think that's going to be a great thing for Bedford County.
From what I understand, they're doing pretty well out there, too.
Good.
So they're located out in the county, in the right part of the county. I'm sure they get a lot of business from Murfreesboro, too. So we appreciate those folks coming in and investing in our community.
Yes,
doing that. What else you got going on, Warren?
That's about kind of wraps it up.
Okay.
We usually talk about the industry and things like that. Just a super fast recap.
Sure, go ahead.
A year ago,
no, you got time. Go ahead.
Federal government, put out a rule that was going to heavily impact our business and the walking horse industry, and so ultimately this community. And as we tried to work with them, we didn't get very far under the Biden administration, and so kind of forced us to sue. And so the industry came together like probably it has never been together before. All the major groups came together. We formed a leadership group and hired a really great firm and out of D.C., and so they represented us. We sued in the Northern District of Texas, and so that lawsuit went on for several months. But if people listen to me every month, they'll know that we won 4 out of the 5 things that we brought up on there. And so what has happened since the last time I was here is basically the Trump administration, USDA, under them, has told us that the one part of the rule that did not get struck down has been put on hold for a year while they can kind of regroup and figure out how to go forward. So we're kind of waiting on that right now. No one likes to sit back and just wait, but we're hopeful and we are seeing a lot of positive feedback that we're going to be able to have some conversations and not just be ignored. And that way we can hopefully a rule will come that is good to protect the horse, but also is reasonable and actually enforceable, unlike some of the stuff we've had in the past, to where this industry can thrive in a healthy and safe way for the horses.
Well said, because I don't think any of us are against enforcement. We just want fair and consistent enforcement and objective enforcement.
That's right. You and I are two former government guys. We're not anti-government.
No, and I mean, and we never were against enforcement, but we were against some of the things were going on, which were totally not fair and not objective and not consistent. I mean, that's the bottom line.
Consistent is the biggest.
For folks that are not in the industry and don't understand it, it was, I guess we call that government overreach.
Right.
And whatever you want to call it. But I'm glad there's that dialogue going on, and we do want to see the horses treated, obviously, well. But we also want fair and consistent, objective enforcement. Anything else you want to talk about, Warren?
Scott, not that I can think of. Just, we thank everybody for everything you do and support the events that we have. I hope that you continue to come out and the things that we have coming up. We're going to have a really fun summer.
there's a lot going on. If you haven't been to the showgrounds recently, please go out there. It's open during the day. Just drive through if you want to. Take a look around. A lot of good things going on. Warren's got a great staff out there. He really does. He's in case they're listening, Warren, you want to say that, Tom?
Yeah.
But he's assembled a real all-star team out there, and I mean that because I know him.
Yes.
And you got a great group of folks really dedicated to making things happen out there. So we appreciate you coming in today, Warren, and talking about all the happenings with the celebration in the horse show grounds here in Shelbyville, Tennessee. Thank you and your staff for everything you guys do to make Bedford County a better place to live and work. Folks, this is Scott Johnson on behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting here in Shelbyville, Tennessee. Bedford County, we got 11 government-related talk shows every month. Tune in here and actually hear it straight from the horse's mouth. Scott Johnson on behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting. Until next time.
Kincaid's is proud to offer Beauty Rest Black to our customers. Beauty Rest Black represents a leap forward in bedding with sleep climate technology keeping you cool, and triple-stranded pocketed coils give you luxurious support all night long. Wake up refreshed and ready to take on the day with a new Beauty Rest Black mattress from Kincaid Service Company, 400 Madison Street, Shelbyville, across from the Speedway gas station, 931-684-5662.
When's the last time you've seen the eye doctor? Don't wait. Whether it's little Carter's first pair of glasses or keeping a good eye on your vision health as you age, your eyes are a precious thing. See personalized care for the whole family and friendly faces at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care on 605 North Main in Shelbyville, across from the U.S. Post Office. Striving to bring you excellence in optometry every single day. Don't put your family's vision off. Make an appointment today at 931-684-2020. Personalized eye care for the whole family at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care.
United Communications builds connections you can rely on. Whether it's fast internet for your home or business, our fiber network is designed for your community. No long hold times, no out-of-town providers, just real service from real people. Call 931-740-1800 or visit united.net. Thousands of Tennesseans already trust United. United Communications. Fast, local internet.